Hey there.
What is up, you guys? This is All Danny Day 1 on the PS4, and I'm going to be giving you another build breakdown update for Kitty Pryde. This right here is probably going to give you the most max damage as possible for your this phase build. So yeah, let's just go ahead and take a look at everything. So her traits, she gains fighting and intelligence as her two main attributes, and then she gets 15% crit hit damage automatically. In the middle box, intangible, health on hit, you get 280 health on hit, 20% for both deflect and dodge rating multiplier, and a base of 600 for deflect and dodge rating increase. And then your damage reduction, for melee combatant, that gives you 8% damage reduction. And then Lockheed's energy is your primary resource, Lockheed energy. Lockheed energy constantly regenerates. So, I went with walking through walls. L2 circle for my dash ability. Watch your step on triangle. Phasing samurai on circle. Just a phase on square. L2 square. Quicksand. You can either use quicksand or you can use martial arts combo if you're trying to increase your Lockheed energy restoration. You can use martial arts combo, but honestly quicksand is just going to do so much more damage for you. And then phased out is your signature. I put that on L2X. And then the last ability, you're going to use shadow and flame. So shadow and flame, the reason why you're going to be using shadow flame, I will get to that in the talents. So on the talents, solo training, send Lockheed away so you no longer have Lockheed by your side for that extra bit of damage. But it says solo training, send Lockheed away, preventing the use of Lockheed's powers except for Shadow and Flame. Shadow and Flame consumes all Lockheed energy and increasing damage by 0.3% per point spent, and its buff effect is now applies to all powers. So you're going to be getting that extra damage buff for your phase build. And then you're going to use phased insights, activating watch your step, and phasing samurai increases crit damage and crit damage by 40% for 5 seconds. Effect stacks up to 2 times, so you have 80% crit damage increase. Brutal combat, Heartbreaker deals 1% more damage per 1% of your target's missing health. Logan style always critically hits, so you can use either or. I just went with Heartbreaker because that one just does more base damage in general. Phase rush, while walking through walls, gains the following effects: 3610 damage twice per second, and you get 75 per second Lockheed energy restored, 75% per second, and you get a max charge of your dashing ability +1. But this is super important for this build because this is what's going to get you your Lockheed energy back. Just use it twice and you'll have your Lockheed energy back, probably to full. And then continuous assault, phased out, lasts longer, increasing the number of hits to 6. So you get 2 additional hits, and this just does so much damage, so you definitely want to increase the amount of times you can hit with it. So for my synergies, I'm using Beast, Black Panther, Black Widow, Blade, Daredevil, actually not Blade, I need to replace him with Nightcrawler. Yeah, so Nightcrawler, so Daredevil, Hawkeye, Nightcrawler, Psylocke, Scarlet Witch, no, not Scarlet Witch because she doesn't use any damage over time abilities. So let's replace her with somebody else. I will probably put someone like Hulk on for more survivability, or I'll just put Blade. So I'll just recap. So Beast, Black Panther, Black Widow, Blade, Daredevil, Hawkeye, Nightcrawler, Psylocke, Squirrel Girl, and War Machine. And then for my infinities, I should put my abilities on. I put all my abilities on fighting first, so 6 points in fighting, and then I put another point in intelligence, and then the rest into Lockheed energy, so that way I get more Lockheed energy. Um, but yeah, if you don't have the 25 points to, you know, put into your attributes, or you just don't want to put anything in attributes, I would highly suggest putting points into deep thought. So the more Lockheed energy you have, the more damage increase you gain for your Lockheed ability. You can either do that, or you can put points into mental focus or strike through for your brutal damage. Increase your potency, your signature power, your soul gem. You can get health on hit or health regen. More survivability, micro orbs, or gravity well, and then or more attack speed, so that way you can hit faster with your quicksand. So for my abilities, let's go ahead and take a look at what they all do. So this is what quicksand does. Nice AoE ability. As you can see, the max brutal damage I'm doing is 137.1k, 137,187. So this is what Shadow and Flame does, your Lockheed ability. Just hits 2 times, which is really nice. And then this is your triangle ability. Pull your enemies down like that. And then this is circle. It does a nice burst damage. And then here is your Heartbreaker. Just does it's basically your finisher execute ability. And then this is just phased out. You'll know when you're phased out. It'll look like this, and it doesn't last too long, but what that does is it makes you invulnerable and you get health back. So here's what I go about with my rotation. This is what I would normally do. I would use square, triangle, circle. That way you'll get a max amount of damage increase, because you'll get that 80% crit damage increase, and whatever amount of Lockheed energy you have, plus the amount of base damage you get from that. So it gives you 10% base damage increase plus whatever amount of Lockheed energy you use. So 171.9 Lockheed energy. So whatever that is times 0.3% is an addition to your damage. So you're going to use Lockheed, you can use that, then triangle, circle, and then use your signature. And then after your signature's done, just use circle, and then use your dodge ability a couple times, so that way you can kind of get more Lockheed's energy, and then use your everything else again. As you can see, now I'm at 228,000 damage. So my brutal damage increased by a whole 100,000 right there because of that. So let's see it again. 235,000. So about 235 to 238,000 damage is what I'm looking at with this, with that damage buff. Before, I was hitting about I would say 201,000 damage without that. But yeah. So I'm gonna also take a look at my gear before I forget. So my gear is, I'm pretty much min-maxed. I just need to trade out my upper body for brutal damage, crit damage, and crit hit rating. But everything else is pretty much solid. I do need to trade out my lower body as well for crit damage, brutal damage, and keep the brutal strike as well. I have a pretty nice ring, +4 intelligence and brutal damage. My artifacts, I'm using Cosmically Enhanced Gem of the Curse. You get this from Odin's Palace from Killing Curse. Crit damage, crit hit, and brutal strike and brutal damage increase. And then Cargo's Rewrites. You get this from your shield supply box. Gives you +3 to all attributes, so that's 24% base damage increase. Sentinel targeting unit. You can get this from the Mega Sentinel event in patrols, or you can get this from Danger Rooms. I got mine from my Danger Room. So you get crit hit rating, reveal enemies on the minimap within a range of 1478. When you use your signature power, all targets around you are scanned for weaknesses and become vulnerable, taking 10% more damage from you and your allies. Additionally, you gain +200 or whatever amount you get. Yeah, so +266 damage rating versus vulnerable targets for 25 seconds. And you get 1370 brutal damage rating. And then I'm using Complete Relic of Asgard. This gives you increase in melee damage, melee power damage, and +1 to all attributes. My catalyst is not bad at all. It gives me health on hit, health on kill, regenerate 25% of my health up to 3,000, and 100 Lockheed energy when I use a med kit, plus 3 fighting, gain a damage shield equal to 50% of your max health, and when you use a signature, gain 1000 defense. My medallion, I'm using Dr. Octopus medallion. When you hit with a melee power, gain 105 damage rating to melee powers for 10 seconds, stacks up to 8 times. So you would normally, what you would want to do is use quicksand first, let it hit 8 times, and then use your damage buffs and then your signature. And then my legendary item, I'm using Savage Axe of Ares. I got mine maxed out. It gives you 750 damage rating to melee powers, 1500 crit hit rating to movement powers, 2500 brutal damage rating, 1500 brutal strike rating, and rank 5 is whatever. I don't really care at all for rank 5. So I have 31,165 average effective health, 33% damage reduction, 3202 crit hit rating plus the extra 1500, so about 4700 crit hit rating when it comes to movement powers, 9182 crit damage rating, 3750 brutal strike rating, 12,853 brutal damage rating, and 164% base damage increase. And I'm at 2150 melee damage rating as well. So that's basically it with Kitty Pryde's new build breakdown update. This is probably the best one I've made so far. I will keep continuing to make more build breakdowns. I'll probably end up making a Lockheed build for some people that want to utilize Lockheed. But yeah, so this for me is the max damage phase build. And yeah, so if this video helped you out, go leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know down in the comment section if this helped you, or if you have any questions or suggestions, or you can let me know through my Twitter at alldainnyday1. And yeah, like I said, if this helps you out, go leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And this is basically it. So this is All Day Day 1 on the PS4. Have a good day, good night, and peace.